Okay, this is from Samuel in Ireland. Watching the politics in the U.S., I see a lot of fire and air, but no earth or love. Do I have this correct?
You have it more than correct. And in addition, what you're watching is the third dimension unraveling. The ones that in real terms should be being very responsible about the well-being of a nation, of a world. What you're watching is pettiness, blame, punishment. You're watching lies being unfolded right in front of you, and you're watching a lot of very little people trying to be very big without talking about who they are or what they think. There's nothing talking about leadership in this particular election. What you're watching is not about an election. You're watching the unraveling of the third dimension. You know, the United States has kind of created a pinnacle. I mean, the United States has done absolutely astonishing things in its 200 years. Like any great empire, it seems to kind of fall apart at some point because of its imbalances. The United States and the world has become very imbalanced. It has become a very real situation where a few power elite, and that power elite is much more intense on how it plays the game than just what is obvious, how it's done things, and now it's losing its effect. You're waking up. Every one of you are waking up. You look around the world and everybody's waking up. How can you have dynasties of families in the Middle East dominating world oil and not giving any of that money back to its people? Or places like Zimbabwe that has one of the richest mineral resources on the whole planet, and yet their people have no food. Something's wrong, but it's been wrong for a long time. We've just tolerated it in our unconsciousness. That's what you're watching unfolding. People are waking up saying enough. What is also happening, it's right at the same time that it's happening, because these solar flares I'm talking about are stripping away those vibrations that have held the third dimension very much in place. The who you are not and the structures that have held you locked in fear are being eliminated very substantially right now. And so when people get out of fear, then they simply start to wake up. They say, wait a minute, this isn't right. And that's what you're seeing. But if you look at it from the ways, there is the Mohawk Indians, Native Americans in the northeastern portion of the United States, when you look at how they led, as once they were 7 tribes that fought for lots of years, and the simple story is a white man from nowhere appeared for numbers of years, like many numbers of years, and went to the tribes, and finally the tribes united. And when they united, they created a set of structures that had spirit right at the center. And when the 7 tribes couldn't come to an agreement among themselves, they took it up to another level. And when those 7 chiefs that were designated couldn't come to an agreement, what they did is they turned it over to the 7 grandmothers. And the 7 grandmothers said, what would be the best for our nation 7 generations from now if we make this decision? That's how governments in a balanced spiritual society kind of works. Do you see anything that looks like that in the debates and in the going-ons in politics? And so you're watching the ending times of a dynamic that is intrusive, abusive, and dominating, and very much misaligned from a spiritual level, and it's founded in fear. That's what you're watching crumbling. You're not watching an ending of the world. You're watching the ending of a system that does not have spirit at the center of it. And you're driving it. You're the ones who are making it happen. You're the ones that are yelling loud, enough. And you're the ones who are beginning to think with your heart and act from the wisdom of the soul that is beginning to find its path into the light of the heart. That's what you're watching going on. Very, very exciting.